What is going on, guys? Welcome to week number 12 preview video of our Big 12 Team Builder Dynasty. We're kicking this one off with Denver Tech's recruiting. We'll also go over Broken Arrow and Kansas A&M's recruiting boards as well.
All right, yeah, we see all of these visits here. We got a lot of guys scheduled for Denver Tech. And it's pretty smart because this is Amarillo week. So this is a game that they probably should win. You got to impress the freshmen, the incoming class. So
Correct.
We'll see where Denver Tech is at here. Nick Burns, we're down by 480 to Baylor, and he's one of those guys with the visit. Shane Pryor, JUCO, they're in third behind ACU and Nebraska State. Mike Brady is another big guy with the visit coming up here, and Hassan Bonner, we burned his visit, and that was against Kansas A&M a couple weeks ago. So ACU has pulled ahead here. Interesting. We got it. Somebody has to get Hassan Bonner, just not Penn State.
Yeah, and it's trending that way. So I think we'll be in a good spot to get the services of Hassan Bonner. So
I hope so.
Chris Moore, the outside linebacker, got a pretty okay lead on USC, week number 12. So this is the week that he's going to be visiting. Buchanan Simmons losing. They're losing him to ACU.
And ACU burned their visit. So he's got a huge visit with Denver Tech and then Broken Arrow right behind him.
Wow.
So
Would that be something?
Yeah, the Buchanan Simmons battle is really interesting with the custom recruit. I always like to take an interest in those. Andre Brandt, Craig Reed, some top of the line athletes. This guy, Mike Nicholson, we've been trying to pry away from Iowa forever. Should move ahead this coming week. Daniel Smith signed with ACU recently. Antoine Taylor, 4-star middle linebacker out of Florida, signs with Denver Tech. So we see Tranigan, good numbers there. Chris Taylor not far behind. Caleb Brandt, Brandon Wiley is signed. Eric Washington update. It's ACU Nebraska State right now in the mix for him. And we'll go down the list. Colton Yo. I think we'll put some on Colton Yo.
Probably smart.
Yeah. we started backing off recently as Midland was really pulling away. We see his visit schedule. It goes Denver Tech, then Midland. So we'll see. Midland absolutely desperate for quarterback. So if he wants to play, that's where he wants to go. And then Joe Sloan just had his visit with Iowa. Already had a visit with Denver, locked us out. I think Nebraska State McAllen should make up some ground for him, but Iowa's in the lead right now. It's not good.
Up, we're going to talk about Broken Arrow. Evan Towns, they actually went a little bit off of Evan Towns.
Just recently because Broken Arrow had their visit already. We got Camu just having a visit, and then Nebraska State's got one coming up as well. So really looking to be a lost cause at this point. Buchanan Simmons, Jimmy Bergstrand, James Cole's the athlete, Jamar Diggs. So this one's big with Ardmore versus Broken Arrow.
Yes.
And they both had their visits. So, Broken Arrow, their secondary is going to be looking really good if they can get guys like Bergstrand and Diggs. Jeremy Terrell signed. TJ Wells has signed with Camu, spoiler. And Kilpatrick, they're in a battle there with Oklahoma State. Louis Marshall, well in the lead. I've been following this battle. This battle's been going back and forth for Samson Stewart.
This looks like he's going to be pretty solid. 6'5", 226 as a freshman. The dude's that's a big dude.
Yeah. And let's see, Walter Trinigan and Mike Graham. So Broken Arrow really hitting the defense. They signed Eddie Andrews already. Michael Williams in the lead. Hurst has been signed. Going after tight end Larry Johnson out of Oklahoma. And this guy, 4-star athlete, he's a 68 overall though, so I'm not sure what exactly he's going to be.
Might be a little misleading. May need to put some scouting on him rather than recruiting points. He might actually get a little bit of a bump. We got Connor Setzer. We got 5 points on him, and he looks like he would be a pretty solid back for this team.
4 stars. Christian Williams, 4 stars. Devin Goff. So the problem with Broken Arrow, they don't really need these guys.
Right.
They're so stacked at running back already, but maybe one of them will be a gem. I don't know. Colby Bolton signed weeks ago. And then that's the update for UBA.
All right, just as we were talking about Evan Towns for Kansas A&M, for Broken Arrow, they are starting to lay off. Kansas A&M is putting all their eggs in this basket.
Yeah.
As much as they can.
But we talked about it. Coming out of Junction City, Kansas, you can't let him get away in this kind of offense.
Right.
So James Coles, they're in a battle with Broken Arrow. Albert Willis, another tight end. This guy's been flopping back and forth between Shreveport, Little Rock, and Camu. Shreveport is well behind now. Evangelo Jones, we have not put any points on him lately because Camu's been so far ahead that we really have not even tried recruiting.
They're doing a bang-up job right now. Not a lot of commits thus far, but everything is looking and trending in the right direction for Kansas A&M. We've also got Harold Reed Jr., who I believe he's related to Nick Reed.
No,
off
he's
of
not.
ACU. He's not.
I don't believe he is.
Oh, we'll have to verify that.
Yes, Harold Reed is, ACU has their visit already. Camu is scheduled for week 14.
They're going to vault. They're going to vault.
It should eventually, as long as he doesn't sign prior to that. We'll see. But they did get Kyle Owens and TJ Wells. So Kyle Owens is a big victory over Midland State. Midland State wanted this guy really, really bad. Marlon Butler, kind of a new addition to the board. Georgia already had their... Actually, they have not had their visit. That might be a problem moving forward. We'll monitor that situation. Curtis Leonard, 4-star, got a lot of points on him.
A lot of depth guys that they're not really focused on right now. And, again, these guys are going to be here. These depth guys are going to be around. So
yeah,
they really need to hit home on the top tier guys. And once they do, once they know they're out of the running, well, they can fall back on some of these depth players. Time for a Madden update there, boys. 6-2 for your Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are 3-5. Holy crap. So the new wave is coming.
Changing of the guard led by Coach Jeff Henderson, formerly of Ardmore University.
Jed Carmichael, 80 overall right now. Kenyon Drake, will take a look at all of their stats to get you guys an update as to what the heck is going on here, because we're already in week 10 and we haven't had Madden update in quite a while. So real quick, Paris McMillan was upgraded to a 75, so he's been playing pretty well. Drakeenan Timmons he had some flashes early and then has kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, but again, we will show the stats in just a moment. So let's look at the actual standings in the NFL, and the Dolphins are one of the best teams in it. They're number 7 right now. The Browns are 6-2, Steelers 6-2, Falcons 7-2, Lions?
What?
The Lions are 7-1.
Get out of here.
Rams 8-0. Let's take a look at the AFC East because that's what we care about. The Bills at 4-4, Jets 3-5, Patriots 3-5. So if they can beat the Patriots in this game, I would say that the playoffs are pretty much inevitable.
Yeah, probably going to win the division.
Yeah, pending a huge collapse, I would think that that's what's going to end up happening. So let's look at the stats. And Jed Carmichael through 10 weeks, 9 games, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 58% with 1,800 yards. That's pretty solid. I don't like the yards. The yards need to go up a little bit.
In 8 games, they must be running the football quite a bit.
Yeah, but that ratio is good. I like that ratio. Kenyon Drake, 130 attempts, 470 yards, 3.6. Wingo has been way more efficient with 328 yards, 72 attempts, 4.6. He's got 6 touchdowns as well. And this is the bigger thing, too. We were trying to help Jed Carmichael with the passing game, and it just, for whatever reason, hasn't translated into a lot of yards. Odell Beckham's only got 35 for 438. Mike Gesicki is in second. And when we scroll down, Paris McMillan, only 11 receptions. Timmons with 5 for 58 in the score. So there's a lot left to be desired here on the offensive side of the football for our Dolphins. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the other team builder players on the teams.
Well, so far, CJ Wicks has not taken an NFL snap. He is the number 2 quarterback, clearly behind Case Keenum. Montana Flynn, 1 of 1 for 8 yards.
So he didn't win the job in preseason. They decided to go with Jameis yet again, but
he's actually playing pretty good, too.
Yeah, well, he's got a fire lit underneath him. So
right.
Robert Bishop, 186 completions, 280 attempts, 14 touchdowns, 6 picks. Former Ardmore quarterback, 3 of 4, 2 touchdowns, 75% for Cody Shanahan. I'd say that that's a pretty solid performance.
Pretty good. Higher rating than Cam Newton.
So 15 yards and 2 touchdowns. Russell Springer, kind of the same ordeal. 2 of 3 for 13 yards, but no scores.
Yeah, Tom Brady, get it together, man.
Cade Wilson got into the game for 2 snaps, 2 attempts, 15 yards.
Amani Stoudemire, 2 of 3 for 5 yards and a touchdown. So we're having more of this very short red zone rookie passing system. Oh, look, Marcus Rodriguez. You guys remember him, right? 1 of 5 with 7 yards. That sounds about right. Noah Jones out of ACU, 28 carries for 79 and 2 touchdowns.
Former Ardmore product Chadwick Wimberly. So that's not a name that even I kind of forgot about. Chadwick
I miss
Wimberly.
these guys.
Yeah, I
miss these guys.
I do too. He had 2 touchdowns on 15 attempts. Chris Golston out of Camu, 2 touchdowns, 3.8 average.
Amari Emanuel, 34 grabs for 330 and 1 touchdown. So he is enjoying playing in this Andrew Luck offense. Jack Clark still trying to break into his new settings in San Francisco. 7 grabs for 93 yards.
Mercutio Hardaway, 18 catches for 251, averaging 13.9 per reception. That's pretty solid. He was a deep threat for Ardmore, and he's got 2 scores. So I like his production with Robert Bishop. Here's Terrell Moore out of University of Amarillo, 16 catches, 135, and a score on the season ledger.
D.D. Foreman, only 4 catches for 24. So I think in real life he would have more if he played for the Seahawks. They always love finding these sneaky people that come out of nowhere, and then they have 16,000 people adding them on fantasy football the next Monday. They're just that kind of team.
Yeah, I didn't even know if we really wanted to show D.D. Foreman because his production was not very good, but you know, he was a fan favorite.
He's got that superstar potential too, which
Yeah.
is why it was interesting to see what he's doing. We're gonna play. We'll have footage next Wednesday of this game here against Tom Brady and the Patriots. So we have not forgotten about Madden. We're just kind of in a bit of a bind with time. So we made a lot of our Wednesday videos kind of as a separate deal. But now you have a little more flexibility here. So we're going to go back to Madden and we'll have more of this little side series in the Wednesdays.
Yes, we have not forgotten about it. We will have more to come. So onward and forward.
All right, let's check out the top 25 here. 2 ACC teams at the top. Wow.
FSU, North Carolina.
Wow. Ohio State, Stanford sitting here undefeated. So the Big 12 right now out of the national title picture. Obviously, Denver Tech and ACU are at 5 and 6 right now in the rankings. Midland State with their win over McAllen, that crazy win on a Hail Mary, saved their season.
Absolutely nuts.
And they're going to go up to 11. So Shreveport sitting here at 7 and 2. Can't discount Shreveport.
Nope.
At number 14.
They're doing well, and we actually dropped
7 spots.
7 spots. It really hurt out of the top 10, but hey, it's okay. We're still in the top 15. That's something to hang your hat on, but we're still ahead of Broken Arrow.
After they beat you.
We'll take it.
On the road. McAllen losing. They're going to drop 4 spots. So interesting to me that McAllen is behind Ardmore and Broken Arrow.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
It's slightly lesser quality wins, I think, would be what's holding him back. I love this Big 12 run right here. Camu checking in at 18 after beating Gansu. And that's going to do it for the top 25. No teams receiving votes. I see Alabama, I see Florida, and Michigan, and Missouri receiving votes. Pretty amazing that Shreveport is ranked ahead of all of those teams.
Time for the Heisman update. Brian Street, number 1. Alex Makovich in 3rd, and Harkless Blair is trending downward. And, you know, I kind of expected that, to see that Harkless Blair would be trending a little bit downward. Makovich is kind of like that Brian Street mold. I mean, both guys can run it a little bit, and they're slingers too. So this might come down to a Street Makovich.
It could. I mean,
1-2 punch.
Yeah, and Makovich has the downside of missing games. He missed, I believe it was 2 starts. He did not play against Ardmore and Little Rock, I believe it was. Yeah, so Ardmore Little Rock, he did not play. So kind of a tough draw there. And then Street fattened up on Middle Tennessee and Tulsa and Bowling Green to put up those kind of numbers. But to be fair, he's done pretty well in Big 12 play. But you see, like, he's had those games against the elite teams, like ACU Ardmore. I mean, big important thing is he got the win. Passing numbers were down in those games. I mean, he supplemented that with a running game, obviously. 735, so he's going to hit 1,000 yards rushing.
He should. He should.
So, I mean, that's pretty impressive in its own right. But you see, AJ Turner is bringing up the rear along with Alex Delton. So maybe it's not a guarantee that the Big 12 gets the Heisman this year. It would be different.
So players of the week, guys, you know, we're from Michigan. We have to mention this. We have to. Breck Turner, 39 carries for 288 and 3 scores in a CPU sim.
Wow.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
That's
so
nuts.
Let's just go ahead and check out the Big 12. Joe Goolsby on defense, 2 tackles, 4 assists, and 3 forced fumbles.
Yeah, with an INT, pretty good. And you're welcome, Jace Freeman.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's a huge day. 3 incompletions. You guys are weird. Nebraska State's weird. Sometimes they play good D, and other times they just get shredded.
All right, conference standing time. Let's take a look here at the Big 12 West. You got Denver Tech still in the lead, 4-1. They picked up a W last week, close game against Odessa, but they did ultimately earn that W. Rebound against Camu. Camu is hanging out here at 3-3.
That's unreal.
That's pretty intriguing to me.
But that's the thing. Denver Tech's going to have to lose 2 more times.
Yeah, I mean, they had the hiccup against Ardmore, but I mean, you lose to Shreveport by 1, you lose to Midland by 6, then you start slipping by Amarillo and Denver, and then they beat us up. So they got 2 games left here, Little Rock and Odessa.
They could easily win those 2 games, but let's check out Denver Tech's schedule here real quick. They get Amarillo, Midland, and Nebraska State. So Midland needs to beat them, and Nebraska State needs to help Camu out.
Basically, unless Amarillo pulls off the unthinkable. I don't think they can do that.
I don't think so either.
We'll have to wait and see, though. Midland, obviously, I mean, this might be their game, an elimination game, but they do have to dodge 2 road games against Nebraska State, Amarillo. That'll be intriguing. Odessa, Amarillo, obviously down there at the bottom, toiling away.
Yes.
In obscurity.
Absolutely toiling.
ACU in the lead here. They're sitting at 4-1, so it's at least, you know, maybe not for ACU Denver Tech fans, but I like seeing that they're actually showing some vulnerability.
Yeah,
like they can be had. You don't this feeling where it's like an inevitable crash course or collision.
It's not Thanos.
Yes. Now, Broken Arrow is actually set up extremely well. They lost to Denver Tech, and they lost at McAllen by 3. So the fact that they have the wins over ACU and Ardmore is absolutely huge. And then they close against Odessa and Little Rock. Little Rock game, we'll see what can happen. Odessa, obviously they can come up and spring an upset. But I could definitely see Broken Arrow winning out and finishing 6-2 in conference. It's just the important thing is they have the edge on ACU, Shreveport, and Ardmore.
Correct. Yeah, and who does ACU play in the last few games?
They're going to play McAllen, Shreveport, and Ardmore.
Wow. That's a tough stretch for this team.
That's hard, yeah.
It's very tough.
Wow. Yeah, so Broken Arrow, even though they're behind ACU right now, I would argue that they are in the driver's seats even. I go so far.
I could also make an argument for Shreveport. Just take a look at Shreveport's final few games. Ardmore, they're gonna have to have a really good game. They could beat us. We're susceptible to being beaten. ACU,
they took them to OT last year.
Yeah, but hey, if they could pull off that upset, they're right in the driver's seat.
Let's get real here. Come on.
Shreveport
can't. I think McAllen would have a better chance.
They made this huge run in the beginning of the year. Why couldn't they do it?
I think McAllen set up okay. I mean, they got the huge game with ACU this week. They get you. They have your number.
Yeah,
things can change. I think talent-wise, they have an edge over Shreveport, but I mean, you want to talk about a fluid situation right now. The Big 12 East is very fluid.
This is wild. And you know what? Between ACU, Shreveport, and McAllen, I'm in the mix. Ardmore's in the mix here.
You're not out of this.
Not technically, because look, we play Shreveport, McAllen, and ACU. If we take all three of them out, and then two of them take each other out at some point, because they all play against each other again, we could still win the conference. We can still win the division.
Here's the problem. Broken Arrow has the edge on you. They have to lose twice.
Right.
I think that loss pretty much
did
you win.
Yeah, we should have won that game, dang it.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but it's still possible. All right, now it's time for the picks and previews. Ardmore and Shreveport, we just got done talking about this game. Who do you have? What you got?
20 visiting prospects for Shreveport. You think they're going to be pumped up?
Yeah.
You think they're going to have that atmosphere going?
Yes.
At the Shreve?
Yes. And that's the other thing. This game is at the Shreve. Yikes.
They've lost a little bit of Shreve magic, as you see here. They lost to Little Rock. They got absolutely drubbed. Really bad showing for the Shreve there. But you see all these tight wins. I mean, they got some kind of mojo going on.
I'm just going to say it. We say it all the time, but it's Gunnar Rivers. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, he played his best game of his life.
7 touchdowns.
Yeah. I think Shreveport has gotten really lucky this year. I think Ardmore is just better on paper. I think Stanfield will acquit himself well and take this W.
It'll be a one-score game, but I'm going to take Ardmore as well.
All right, game of the week here, ACU at McAllen. I mean, a lot of things in the Big 12 East depend on the outcome of this game. McAllen's playing for the season. They had all those juniors come back, the redshirt juniors come back. Could have gone to the NFL draft. They came for one reason, and that was to fulfill their destiny, live up to the expectations, and win a Big 12 title. They're still around, even though McAllen seems to be an afterthought most of the time. But they had that devastating loss last week. Still in the mix. They can figure it out here. They'll be in the driver's seat.
Well, who do you got? Who are you picking? There's a lot of talk, but there's no pick.
I was going to let you opine for a minute, and then we'll talk about our picks.
I'm going to go with ACU in this one, and here is why. That heartbreaking loss against Midland State is probably going to sting a little bit. And against an ACU opponent, you can't have any weaknesses. You can't show any weaknesses in your game. You have to be on your A game. And again, I say it constantly when I talk about McAllen, but given the quarterback's game management, pair that up with the head coaching game management, I just can't see how anything lines up for McAllen to win this game. I think ACU is going to win the game. They have one loss. They've won. I know McAllen's got 2 losses, and they were on the verge of beating Midland State as well. So they're capable, like you've said. They're capable. I just don't know how you can overcome.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think it's really close. I'm going to go ACU, though, by a field goal. I think it's going to be that close. I think Harkless will play well, but ACU secondary will limit their passing game. Harkless will maybe run for 118 yards or something, but
I swear to God, if he gets that number,
that would be nuts. But I'll take ACU by field goal. All right, we got Midland State at Nebraska State here. This is a matchup where the Prairie Dogs have had Midland State's number. In the last 2 years, we are 2-0. Last year, we had a shocking win. If you guys haven't watched that game, go back and watch it. I mean, here's a little highlight reel there. Oh, yeah, okay, made the throw. Pretty amazing. But what's going to happen this year?
I just can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
But, yeah, what's going to happen this year? This is the big deal. I mean, if we go 5-5, I would consider that underachieving for myself. Not on paper, maybe, but for me, controlling them, I would be upset at a 5-5 record through 10 games.
I don't know how you guys make your picks. When you're doing your picks on GoGloverGaming.com, I don't know how you do it, because I mean, I'm racking my brain here looking at this matchup, and I'm like, I want to have faith in you. I want to have faith that you're going to win this game at home against a team that you've gone 2-0 against in the past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And it's just tough. It's just tough. The rush defenses, guys, number 1 for Nebraska State, number 5 for Midland. You're going to have to run the football to win. Centavious Stokes King up the middle, the big man. I don't know. I have no idea. But, and the other thing, the Odessa game, you guys beat them, right? I mean, they've got so many options at wide receiver. Midland State has as many, if not better, options at wide receiver. And you beat Odessa. I don't know how I can't pick against you.
I'm going to take Midland this year. I think that we really blocked them. I was going to say another word. But we have blocked them in both of those years. They were setting up for a matchup against Denver Tech, and we spoiled it. So I think this year they're going to get us. I don't think they can let that happen. They can't be like we let Nebraska State beat us 3 years in a row. We've been an A+ team for 2 years.
That would hurt.
And we've lost to Nebraska State. I think Midland gets a W.
I'll take Nebraska State just because contrarian. All right, in the final game for the Big 12 this week, Amarillo taking on Denver Tech, and I don't think that there's much to talk about here other than Amarillo's offense might be able to keep up with Denver Tech if Denver Tech didn't have such a really good defense.
I was going to say last and least, we have Amarillo at Denver Tech.
Aha!
I like Amarillo's offense. You can't argue against it. They're putting up 417 yards a game. Look at the balance. 193 rushing, 224 passing. Can't argue with the balance. And Odessa came pretty close last week. See, a couple of these losses here, I mean, this is probably what's going to happen. I mean, ACU, they handled them.
Playing field.
Handled them very well. Denver Tech only has a 1-point loss here, but you see how close these games have been. 10, 10, 3, 1, and 3.
That's true.
Every game Denver Tech's played in conference has been within 10 points.
That's true.
So even though this team has a lot of experience, I don't think they're as dominant as they were last year. Part of that's because I think the rest of the Big 12 has gone up.
So are they a paper tiger is what you're saying?
The question that paper tiger, but I mean, they're definitely a top 5 team in the country. I just think Amarillo can pull off an Odessa and surprise them. I would take Amarillo if I was betting the spread here. It's probably talking about probably a 14-point spread in favor of Denver Tech.
I'm taking Denver Tech. I want my baby Amarillo to win and pull this upset off because it would really help. But yeah, you can't go against them.
I'll go Denver Tech. They're not going to embarrass themselves with 18 of their top prospects visiting.
Correct, yeah. That is going to be it for this week's preview show, guys. We'll see you back here on Saturday morning for Week 12 action. Make sure you get your picks selected and submitted on goldglovergaming.com. And make sure you guys are checking out Golden Game Day Podcast. You have a YouTube channel. Link in the description below. It's a fan-made podcast. A lot of guys in the Discord group that are a part of it, and they put a lot of work into it with statistics, recruiting updates, and all of that good stuff. They do a really good job over there, so I'm giving them a shout out. Also, please check out Heel Boys picks and previews on the website goldglovergaming.com if you would like to have more of a little bit of an insight on what the thinking is behind some of the picks and the rationale that one of our top picks leaders has on these games. So that's all I got. You got anything else? As always, he says no. So we'll see you guys on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. We'll see you here, as always,